Maharaj's death scene, the last scene, was a complete highlight. You showed his relationship with Yashbai in the beginning. You showed some small war scenes in between. And finally, you showed his death. Right? Sir, I'll tell you an incident about Shivaji Maharaj. Think about how it would be portrayed. If I were a director, or if I were writing a script, a story, it was important for me to show that scene. When Shivaji Maharaj's conflict with the Portuguese began, the Ponda Fort came into focus. Ponda Fort is located in Goa, Eastern Goa, or Southeastern Goa. When we go to Old Goa, or Vasco, the Ponda Fort is located in the eastern section of Vasco. That fort was near the Marathas. The Maratha boundary began from that fort. The entire area below belonged to the Portuguese. When the conflict with the Portuguese began, the Portuguese declared that they must first capture Ponda. They attacked Ponda. Shivaji Maharaj was then near Rajapuri Danda, a section above Alibag. He was on the Alibag Konkan coast. Now, they have their eyes firmly set on this area. They thought they would capture Ponda. The Marathas' greatest spirit was that even 200, 300, or even 10,000 could overpower them. Why? Because the techniques were similar to those of guerrilla warfare. Secondly, if we were on top of a fort, climbing it meant trekking while fighting. Trekking is difficult in itself, but you had to trek while fighting. The Marathas had built things in such a way. For example, you might have seen the scene in Bahubali where he breaks the dam. Every fort had a dam built on top of it. If someone was marching high up with an army, they would open the dam's gates. Water would flow down. Throw stones at them. Do this from the dam. Fire cannons from above. So that's not easy. So, during the Battle of Ponda, Shivaji Maharaj kept a very close eye on the area. The battle lasted for a very long time. But after a while, the Portuguese started gaining control over the area. They were realizing they were winning. When Shivaji Maharaj learned of this, he arrived with 600 men. Imagine the terror of Shivaji Maharaj. So great was his presence that in Portuguese letters, you'll find that when Shivaji Maharaj arrived, he was in the middle with 300 men on each side, and 300 on each side with 600 men. Not a single person dared to shoot him, because they knew that if they killed the Maratha king, the Marathas would beat them so badly that they would have to leave India immediately. So, Shivaji Maharaj was entering like a gangster. Just imagine the scene you see in South Indian movies, where the hero is arriving. I'm not saying this. The Portuguese have written that he was entering like a gangster, swords in both hands. 300 people on one side and 300 on the other are standing together. No one has the courage to fire a single shot at the Maratha army. We couldn't have created this scene. It was Ramses's fort. The Mughals couldn't conquer Ramses's fort for 7 years. They used so many different strategies to conquer that fort. Like, the cannonballs aren't going in. They're building a 3-story scaffolding right there. They're mounting cannons on the scaffolding. They're trying to hit from there. At night, the Marathas are coming down. They're bursting the cannons and running away from the top. There were so many small things like this that you could have shown. What did you do in the movie Chava? In the movie Chava, they showed the cry of Shivaji Maharaj. It was shown that Shivaji Maharaj was fighting a war. But Shivaji Maharaj had also written so many scriptures. At a very young age, 14, 15 years old, Shivaji Maharaj wrote a Sanskrit book called Buddhabhushan. You haven't mentioned it anywhere. When you want to portray something, you should take your time and do it. Don't make it just because you have to. Do you think actually a series should be made? And I should hire a writer. I know also I feel that making a series will not exactly show the real world. But still, Digpal Lanjikar is a Marathi director, and he is making Ashtak N, that is 8 movies on Shivaji Maharaj. 6 of them have already been made. Sir Shivraj Pawankind, Sir Ron, when I saw the movie Subedar, the movie on Tanaji Malusare, they called the same movie Subedar in Marathi.